All right, what is happening? Welcome to week 6 preview of the other D1 podcast. My name is Jordan Selfo, and as always is joining me Kyle. Let's see if I can make a run on these stamp picks fishback. Kyle, how we doing, man?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Just ready. I mean, finally, we got some conference play. But, we got a couple things I want to talk about before we jump right into our preview games. We got some conference realignment shit going on. Tarleton, that's what we've been talking about all year is, hey, they're going to make the jump to the Southland Conference, and then now we're hearing they might be making a move to, the Mountain West. I don't see that happening. I don't understand that.
It definitely it seems premature, if I'm being honest. Obviously, they have some great facilities and they've raised a lot of money for some renovations out there. I still think that they're not ready for that jump. But
Yeah.
this conference alignment stuff changes with the wind from week to week. So
Yeah, I mean it's annoying, and I hate all this conference realignment. Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, there
right,
you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean Tarleton, supposedly, allegedly, they average 20,000 fans a game or something like that. But I mean, if you're another Mountain West school, how the fuck are you gonna fly into Stephenville, Texas? It's not like they got a major airport there. I mean, so I'm wondering how that's gonna work.
Yeah. It's again, all this stuff changes from week to week. We'll see what happens. I think these conferences are just scrambling to get names in the hat. So
Yeah.
even though it's being tossed around Tarleton to the Mountain West, we don't know if
And
those are legit discussions with actual AD and president or if that's just stuff going around on Twitter.
yeah, and then another school, out west, they raised $35 million just to make the jump. So they're talking about, I think the initial reason for doing this was to jump into the Pac-12, right? But maybe, talks are now going towards the Mountain West. I'm not sure what's going on with that situation. I don't know if you heard anything about that.
No, yeah, Sacramento State just saw that they overnight raised a ton of money for an
Yeah.
FCS program. I mean, that's a lot for that size school.
Yeah,
So
no
they're
kidding.
they're obviously looking to make a move. I think the Mountain West is a much better fit for them. I'm not sure.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I could see that more so. I could see Tarleton going to the Mountain West. So
it sucks, good for these programs if they want to make the jump up, but they're going to have some growing pains to go through, that's for sure.
yep.
But yeah, let's get into our conference play or our week 6 preview. First game we got is our game of the week. We have McNeese playing at Houston Christian. McNeese is ranked number 22, and the spread on this is McNeese is minus 10.5, with the over/under being 50.5. Kyle, what are your thoughts on this one?
Both teams coming off big wins. McNeese beating Weber State last week.
Yeah.
Like what they're doing on offense. HCU getting their win against Indiana State. Love the up-tempo offense that they're running. So I could see this being a high-scoring game.
Yeah, definitely. I think this could be definitely a high scoring game. I wanted to reiterate this. So we don't have all the lines this week. Vegas needs to get their shit together. We only got 2 lines, and that sucks. So we might have to rethink some things moving forward in the future. But so we only got 2 lines this week. We're not going to stamp anything today, but we'll be sure to post our stamp picks on Saturday when we get a full slate for y'all. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think this is definitely going to be a high scoring game. Are we going to see Eli Brickhandler or CJ Rogers for Houston Christian? I definitely think they have a better chance of Brickhandler. He definitely has run into some injury issues. McDowell, I have him as the difference maker in this game. Can we take care of the football? Are we going to be able to start fast like we have the past couple of games? Yeah, I'm excited to watch this one. I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, HCU's defense has got their work cut out for him. McDowell, we talk about him enough. Him
Yeah.
and Joe Sean Barbary in the backfield. Who do you stop? I mean, pick your poison.
Right.
So HCU's, in my mind, they're going to have to use their up-tempo offense, jump out to an early lead, and that's going to be the way they stay in this ball game.
Yeah,
Whether,
for sure.
whether they cover the 10.5 or not, yeah, we'll see. I think it could be close. Still going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah.
So moving on to our next matchup here, we got Texas A&M-commerce at Southeastern Louisiana, 6 p.m. kickoff at Strawberry Stadium. No line on this one, but I'm interested to watch this matchup. Another conference game. What do you think, Jordan?
Honestly, I think this is going to be a good game. A&M Commerce, we'll see what they can, who they roll. I mean, I think this is going to be a common theme with the quarterbacks and Southland this week is who is A&M-commerce going to roll out with? Are they going to have Eric Rodriguez or Ron Peace? Ron Peace had a couple good games there while Eric was injured, seemed like, and
He's also had some turnover issues.
yeah, he had some turnover issues. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Southeastern, they're the 11th ranked worst scoring offense in FCS with averaging 14 points a game. 14.2 to be exact. And then A&M-commerce only averaging 16 points a game. So are we going to see any sort of offensive rhythm? Like, is Eli Sawyer from Southeastern, is he going to get rolling? It seems like, Eli Sawyer, he has a lot of inconsistencies, right? Where he can put a drive together and get going and then turn around the next series and shit the bed. I mean, to be completely honest, call a spade a spade. And then both defenses are giving up about 37 points a game. So, I'm interested to see what the line's going to be on this one. I think it's going to be a close game. I really do. I think it's going to be competitive. Coach Dolezal's going to have his guys ready. Southeastern obviously playing at home. That's a huge advantage starting their conference play. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it'll be competitive too. Despite the scoring struggles for both these teams, I think you're going to be surprised. Yeah, so I think both offenses get rolling this week. And, it's kind of been the same story for both these teams. One week they're playing up to their competition and then they look all right. And then the next week they're just falling flat, can't put drives together, can't stop anybody on defense. So
yeah, for sure. Well, moving on to our next game, we got Prairie View A&M. They come into the nest, as Coach Killow likes to call it, at number 15 UIW. That's a 6 p.m. kickoff here in San Antonio. We don't have a line on this one, but
it's going to get ugly.
I think UIW is going to roll.
Yeah, I do too.
UIW coming off a bye. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be high scoring game for UIW. Like you mentioned, the bye week. Prairie View A&M had a crazy game last week against Grambling State that went into 5 overtimes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
So an emotional game like that takes a lot out of your team. Do they come out flat? I think this is a chance for UIW to put this away in the first half.
Yeah, I think so too.
Not to mention, I mean, that Northern Arizona win a couple weeks ago for UIW is looking a lot better because Northern Arizona went over and beat the dog out of Sac State.
Yeah, exactly. So that definitely helps them, like when it comes to playoff bids and if they don't win conference. But also, are we going to be able to see more? I mean, we talked about it in previous episodes. Are we going to be able to see more consistent play out of Calzada? Is he going to not try and make those stupid Pat Mahomes plays? Or is he just going to be consistent, go through his progressions and make his reads? So, just take care of the football. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If you take care of the football, you give yourself the best chance to win. Yeah, so I do think UIW rolls in this one, but interested to see what the line will be.
Moving on here, we got Nicholls at Southern University Jaguars, 6 p.m. kickoff in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. No line on this one, but I got a feeling that Nicholls is gonna do what they did to Mississippi Valley State and just steamroll Southern. What do you think, Jared?
I think Nicholls is going to dog stomp them.
Coming off a bye, nonetheless. Both teams were coming off a bye, actually. But
yeah, both teams coming off a bye, so it definitely helps, especially if you got like some nagging injuries. Get those guys healthy. But Southern, they haven't played like a super great non-conference schedule. I mean, even though this is a non-conference game as well, but they're averaging 28.3 points a game, and then Nicholls is averaging 27.8 points a game. But I think Nicholls rolls here. I mean, granted, Nicholls played LSU. Right? You got old Guggenheimer back there in the backfield for Nicholls. He's 357 yards on the season rushing. So I think Nicholls rolls, but also like definitely in the rushing game, right? I feel like Pat McQuaid, he's been super inconsistent, even worse than Calzada almost.
Yeah. I mean, but he's done a good job of taking care of the ball.
He's taking care of the football, but he's missing some short throws, intermediate throws like the digs and outs, and especially like we called it a 3 route. That was like that 12-yard out on the sideline. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's struggling to miss some of these throws, but no, I mean, I definitely think that Nicholls they roll him pretty good.
I feel like everybody's kind of forgot about Nicholls just because they played such a tough non-conference schedule the first 4 weeks. They went one
Yeah.
and three. Don't sleep
Yeah.
on them. There, they played LSU. They played Sac State, La
And
Tech.
then La Tech. Yeah. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, this is a good football team that just went through the ringer. They're about to go on who knows how many games they're about to rattle
yeah,
off here.
and
But
honestly, like I think that too with Southeastern, like Southeastern they had a tough, first 3 games. They had Tulane, Southern Miss, and then they beat Eastern Washington, and then they had South Dakota State. So yeah, I think like those 2 teams I think are very underrated in the conference right now because of how tough their out of conference schedule was. Yeah, I'm definitely excited once we start getting into this conference play, like how these guys are going to show up. So
yep.
but moving on to our last game, we got Northwestern State playing at SFA. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff. That is Natchitoches versus Nacogdoches. It's down there in Nacogdoches, but this is the only other line we got. So SFA is minus 31.5 point favorites. And the over-under there is 49.5. Kyle, what you thinking on this one?
I have to see some offense at Northwestern State. I know their defense held a very good team last week to 19 points in Southeast Missouri, but look, you can't leave your defense out there for 40 minutes of the game. You got to put
Right.
some drives together. You got to score some points, or otherwise you're going to have guys getting frustrated in the locker room, start turning on each other. You got to put some points on the board this week.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. And then, I mean, it's going to be even tougher for Northwestern State with SFA coming off a bye. I mean, that's that much more time to prepare for your opponent. They announced this week that they're doing a rivalry trophy between these 2 teams.
Saw that, yeah.
So we'll see how that turns out. But for Northwestern State, are we going to see Quatarius? Are we going to see JT? And then, on the other side, Sam Vidlock. He's having a damn good year, dude.
Yeah.
He's thrown for 929 yards through 4 games. So we'll see if Northwestern State's defense can hold SFA like they did last week. But I think this is a more high-powered offense coming from the Lumberjacks.
I agree. Yeah, SFA probably beats Northwestern State by double digits here.
31.5 though.
It's a lot of points. Don't get me wrong.
That's a lot. That's a shit ton. I see what you're saying about the double digits, but 31.5. God damn.
I'm thinking, if Northwestern State can get a couple early drives, get some momentum going, then maybe it's a 21-14 at half type game, and you lose by 14. In my mind, that's a win in Northwestern's book.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Blake Gotcher leading the way for Northwestern State on the defensive side. He's having a hell of a year, but yeah, just gotta figure out something on offensively to get some sort of rhythm. But any other notes you got for this weekend?
No, yeah, I mean 3 conference matchups. Excited to get into those.
Yeah,
Lamar, number 24, Lamar is on a bye this week.
Yeah, we got a couple guys on buys this week, but yeah, that's all we got for the week 6 preview. We'll be back on Tuesday with our recap of week 6, and we got a great interview for y'all. Hope y'all are excited. So good luck to everyone's bet this weekend, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Peace.
Cheers.